So I've flown all the way to Vasa in Finland in this gorgeous autumnal weather to show you the new Axopar 29. Position of the cleats, much prettier back end with those angles on the fender box mouldings, lots of curved shapes. That window at the back end is spectacular. You'll notice the day cabin feels a little bit lower. It just all looks prettier with the angle in the aft cabin around that space running up. Nice to see that this radar mast is hingeable. It's really now got that consistent brand look. So looking at the back end of the boat here, the cushion that's fitted on here will almost certainly change. It'll be longer, and certainly that backrest cushion is prototype. This black moulding on the side is not a window, but it just gives this boat a really cool aesthetic with the glazing at the back. One major feature now on this boat is that the annoying catches that were under the cushions have changed. So the actual catches now are here. Same double skin lockers. This locker is actually now much bigger, and you'll notice at the back end that you've got this beautifully sculpted shape. This fender box is much bigger, so there's more storage in both of them, but those catches are really cool. And the real major thing here now is the fact that you haven't got a window in this aft cabin lid, but the whole thing actually lifts up. As I mentioned to you earlier, finishing here is epic. These gas rams are more solid, the way the hinge is executed on here is a better quality, but that is a really useful feature that you can step on board and load all your things in the back end really easily. Sculpted shapes everywhere. They've tried to make these doors invisible, so you've got this beautiful shape at the back end of the door. Walking along the side decks, just like on the 37, you've got glazing on the top of the roof here. Obviously there's no gull wing doors on a 29, but you have got glazing in the top which feeds through into this multi-cabin. Love the angle on the roof of the cabin, so that you've got negative angle when she's stationary, and as she's underway and powers up and you get bow lift, this roof is levels out, but just gives the boat such an aggressive stance and attitude. No step on the side decks, so there is a slight angle on the side decks. As an option is this U-shaped cushion, so this isn't standard. The L-shaped cushions are standard on all boats. This U-shaped storage will be an extra, and like on the 22s it's just an open storage box. These catches are epic. Rather than them being under the cushions like they were on the 28, you've got them accessible easily, so you've got table storage in there. So the table actually fits in here. At the moment there's missing another base. There would be a base here, so you can have the table positioned here to sit enjoying this area, or you can have it moved in the lower leg position so that you extend this as a sunbather. So this multi-cabin, so toilet under here, what a great space in here. Standard on all boats, you'll get the seat cushions. This material at the moment is a waterproof plastic. This is going to change to the wood that they use on the 45. The idea of this is that this folds down here, this cushion then folds over and gives you one big bed space. With this cushion folding, it means that you can reach down here and grab shoes if you've got things in here in this storage area. Lovely windows in the roof. This space has a big mirror. This multi-cabin really is a great space. So for those of you that can see, these Helm seats are slightly asymmetric, so they are positioned slightly further to the right. On the driver's side you've got this GRP step, so that the step down into the boat is safer. The whole cabin just feels so much bigger, although the actual footprint isn't that much wider. There is some extra space, but these bigger windows are just absolutely huge. Everything in here is new. There is some switchgear, but certainly all the glazing is all absolutely new. The big thing is the fact that those mullions at the back on the 28 have been taken away, so you've just got this full glazing at the back end. These B pillars over here are now much bigger and more structural, and the combination of the glazing and these B pillars are what's giving this hardtop its structure. All of the sculptures, the angles here, just to make this boat feel much more dynamic and modern. So we're told by Yana that this cool box is actually bigger than on the 28. But sink and cool box in the same place with these seats hinged forward. The dashboard, they tell us, is going to change in that this grey matte paint will be finished along here, so there'll be some changes here. At the moment the information display is not available. Simrad are not producing it. They believe there's space for a third screen in here, and certainly bigger screens for customers that would want it. Windscreen wiper switch at the moment is currently up here, but that will stay as the roof switch, and then the windscreen wipers will almost certainly move to here. But what a great space inside this cabin.
So again, we're slowing down to something like 5 knots in bad weather conditions. More secure driving. We actually incorporated into the 29 a bit of bow lift together with the very strong flare on the bow that we haven't had on the 28. And it's more or less that when you're driving in bad conditions, you're usually going to be driving at speeds of 8 to 12 knots. And during these speeds of 8 to 12 knots, you want to have a bit of a bow lift. So if you have a look at the bow, I'm going to be lifting up the bow now, and we're going to be driving something around 9 to 10 knots. And this is going to be the bow lift that we're generating, and the boat will still stay true and it will still keep its heading and tracking. So you won't have a problem with that. But it's still going to be, raising the bow just that bit to better take the really pounding waves to your bow in a nicer way than on the 28.
And how did you do that? How did you design that into the hull?
In a way that we made the hull run at a different attitude. So we actually shortened the wetted surface on the 29. We doing new hydrodynamic calculations, and from the knowledge we got from all our predecessor models, even from the 45, even from the 22, we were able to make the new 29 up to 30% more efficient, the hull itself. So in a way, for a consumer, you can say that you get a much larger boat with way more space, that goes faster, uses less fuel even than the predecessing 28.
Aft cabin feels much bigger, more height in the space. This wooden support obviously is prototype for Boat Zero. This will be a wooden structure here, but it will look very different to this. For the eagle-eyed, you'll notice that the window at the back is very much like the 45. You can see straight through here in between the engines. Quality of the fixings, materials is much better. If you look at this stainless steel vent here, that's been very well executed. There is a removable cushion here that does give you access to storage, and you've got this storage here, side pockets in both locations. So we've got Mike here all the way from the US, ably modelling the rear cabin here. He's 5'8", so you can see in this space you could easily get 2 people in here, and lots of headroom, so you're not going to feel claustrophobic in what is essentially a compact space. This window at the back here is just fantastic, like on the 45.